this time, we're going to take a live call. It looks like we have Tim Stenger. I hope I pronounced that right. And I'm going to unmute your phone line. So Tim, if you want to go ahead and take the floor and ask your question.
Hi guys, wanted to check in. We are obviously getting behind on our spring PMs due to people not wanting to schedule them, postpone them. My fear is when this kind of clears out, we're going to have a lot of customers that are going to want to get those in at the same time our demand service is going to pick up. How do we kind of schedule those out, or kind of cross that bridge, considering our manpower is not going to be able to keep up with the demand?
It's a great question, Ken. I'll take a stab at that first. We just kind of had this situation with a client of mine last year, not because of any crisis, but they just couldn't keep up with all their maintenance agreements. And so I think that might apply here. What you might do, and it gets back again to what Drew said earlier, communication, something Gary always talks about, transparency, those two things. And I think having the conversations when it does kind of hit the fan again, when your folks call in, explain that you're backed up because you're getting this flood of services. And then what this company did, this client of mine, they told everybody, listen, we're going to come in the fall and we're going to do your furnace and your AC in one call, and consolidated, which frees you up to take care of all the demand stuff, demand service, install, all the stuff that you're going to have for summertime, the money making stuff. And just tell your homeowners, listen, we are completely backed up as a result of this coronavirus, and everything has happened. We demand is going crazy now because we're back out free to do what we want to do. So what we're having to do is to schedule an all-in-one call in the fall. When you have that one customer that says, that's not good enough, I want some, then you serve that person. But 6, 7 people out of 10 are going to be, that's fine, do it in the fall, and that'll free up some manpower. Gary, Drew, any comments on that?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And this is, we can look at this as obviously a tough situation, which it sounds like you're looking at, Tim, there, or we can look at it as an opportunity to reimagine the service that we provide, like Weldon's talking about. So I wouldn't even say that we're jammed up. We're looking and reevaluating all our processes at this point in time, because we obviously have the time to do so. And how is it that we can be more value added to our customers? We're going to go from a heating and cooling tune-up to a comfort system tune-up, and we'll tune up both your heating and cooling system, and we'll come in once a year. I understand we like to get in twice a year. There's a marketing opportunity, a sales opportunity there and whatnot. But think about today's society and today's consumer anyway. They're time pressed, as it is. So if you can do a heating and cooling system tune-up or a comfort system tune-up in one visit, and again, I wouldn't change the price of my maintenance agreement for that, because again, I'm doing both systems at one time, and maybe adding some value-added services. Like we're also, when we come in, we're going to bring in an air advice device, and we're going to do an indoor air quality check for you while we're here, and maybe enhance the service that you're providing. Doing it on one visit now, you have now effectively doubled your workforce, right? Because now you can do twice as many tune-ups. You can do twice as many service agreements by redeploying your workforce more effectively and efficiently on one visit per year. The other thing you might think about doing is adding smart home technology. If you add some smart home technology like the iManifold Pulse or the Emerson system that's out there, the Sensi system, and you offer a higher level of service engagement with a customer, and you're monitoring the system, what you'll come to find is you probably only have to tune up the system once every other year, because you're now monitoring the system performance. And so that could be a new reimagined way of lessening your contact of going in the house. Let's face it, guys, this came up right now. We get the flu every year. They're saying this coronavirus is going to come back probably every year, and it'll be out there. And if you read conspiracy theories, this was projected 12 years ago and it's going to go away, and then it's going to come back in 10 years, and it's going to come back twice as hard. So just be prepared for this. It was SARS, it was Zika virus, it was Ebola, it was avian bird flu. I mean, everything's been out there. So now is the time when unprecedented shutting down of the world and businesses is the time to reimagine your services and think, what is it that we could do to be more convenient without shrinking the opportunity? Expand the opportunity is what I'm saying, but consolidate it into one visit and give it more value. G-Man?
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to maintain the relationship with the number of tune-ups. We're going to defer it, just like I talked about yesterday on the banks, same basic principle. So we're just going to push it back. I can't get to you in March, if you're canceling me, so I'll do your tune-up later. But I'm going to give you the extra tune-up as a part of that process. So I'm not going to remove the tune-up from you. I took your money in advance for the most part. Some of that is monthly debits, but that's our plan. Because basically the communication goes like this. I have lots of installs that I need to do, and I've got a gazillion service calls that are stacked, and I can't do your tune-up. So rather than that kind of a harsh statement, it's more along the lines of, we're in the middle of our season, we'll get back to your tune-up, in the fall, but we're going to extend you into the next tune-up season. So we don't want to do a takeaway. We want to do a deferral. And I already know that I'm not going to be able to get to those tune-ups. I just don't have enough bodies. I've got way too many tune-ups. I've got way too many club agreements. And when people start calling for a real season, we're back to the age-old reason why a lot of contractors have never adopted service agreements, which is, I don't want to deal with the high labor, low material work when my season starts. So we all agree on that. The benefit of it is, hey, we've got installs that are happening because we have those club agreements, and the negative side of that is, well, we got to actually deal with the production side of that, the operational side. So that's how we're doing it. I don't think there's a good answer to that from a consumer point of view. To me, it's sort of the best answer out of the worst circumstances. So craft your message, craft your communication, work with your dispatchers and your customer service group. I think also be proactive about it. One of the things that we're doing, we've already had that same conversation, is this is going to crunch on us in about May. If this virus settles down and we get back to work and the weather hits, May is going to be a very exciting place in the desert. So we're trying to get ahead of that as part of our email communications again. So I think you can control the message and be in front of it, or you can be the victim of the message. So just some thoughts.
Hey Ken, real quick, and I'm gonna send this script to Tovia, and she can find a way to get it to you, I'm sure. But this is what, anytime we have a service delay, a maintenance call delay, Gary just mentioned being proactive. This is really important, because you can start calling those people now. They're all at home. Your contact rate's going to be ridiculous. And just call them up and say, due to the coronavirus, we're currently scheduling the routine AC maintenance normally done this time of year. We're going to schedule that for September. We're doing this as a convenience to you so that we can combine it with your furnace tune-up. We found that many homeowners are very busy, or that many homeowners are very concerned right now, whatever you want to say, and they prefer us to do all the maintenance at one visit rather than two. If they push back, you simply say, I'm very sorry that we're combining the system maintenance in one call and not doing it until September. But fortunately, our agreement does cover your equipment as long as the maintenance is done anytime during the calendar year. So that's the good news, you're covered. The other good news is that I can go ahead and schedule your furnace tune-up for the same visit with your AC, so you don't have to worry about us coming out twice. I have this date and that date available, which works best for you. And we found this to be very, very helpful. And I like Gary's point. You can get out ahead of it now and start scheduling those calls for the fall, so they won't be calling you back next month because they're going to be scheduled for the fall. So I'll send this on to Tovia, and she can forward that to you if you like it.